nationwide audience tuning in. It's a Monday night primetime showdown between the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. It's our Monday night opener for the season. Both teams are set up, and off we go. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10.
19, Mustang 19, Cougar 19.
Throwing to start this game. Look at this, going deep right away. He's got it inside the 25. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks take a 6-0 lead right away. Now it's Jason Myers on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Seahawks take a 7-0 lead as he starts this year 1-for-1. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock, so they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. Great starting spot here for the 49ers. They're headed up 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Christian McCaffrey. Well, maybe the rest of the game is going to be headed in the proper direction, Brock, but their first play winds up going backwards. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And that'll bring up 4th and 3. Down a score and taking a big risk on their own side here. They're lining up to try for this. Purdy gonna go on 4th. That's complete. It's the rookie from Georgia. And he stops. The call to go for it from their own side backfires on him with a turnover on downs. And that's some great field position. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44.
18,
First down throw here from Milroe. Taking a chance to the end zone. And he's got it. And the layout for it, but touchdown. The Seahawks take a 13-0 lead. Myers to add the PAT. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Seahawks drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Dixon to kick this one away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers find themselves in a great starting spot here. 1st and 10 coming up. Here's Purdy to throw. And there's a big hit right after that catch, so the play limited to maybe just a couple yards.
Heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and then netted some positive yards.
And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today, because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Another third drop. The last two plays both should have been intercepted, but neither could be brought in. However, Brock, they do at least force this fourth down.
An early deficit means you lose the runway to slowly get your offense up to speed. This offense got to get going, and that incompletion won't help.
Purdy trying on fourth down. And they don't get the catch they need there. Their hand was forced, Brock. Had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
Here's Milroe, 1st and 10. Completed over the middle. And he's taken down at the 30. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that means a fresh set of downs for Seattle.
Move the chain! Gotta move this chain!
Build momentum. Keep that defense on its heels.
60 Eagles! 60 Eagles!
Milroe with it on 1st. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete. Elijah Arroyo, the target on that throw. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
Buffalo 18! Ready! 60 Bison! 60 Bison!
Milroe from the gun. Pass caught! 9-yard line! And he takes it in. Touchdown Seattle. The Seahawks take a 20-zip lead. We haven't even reached the end of one, and already that's the 3rd time that he's thrown them into the end zone. It's hard to think of a better start he could be having than this. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. Great starting spot here for the 49ers. They're headed up 1st and 10. On the ground to begin the drive with McCaffrey. Runs around him. He's got space. Spins out of one side. And this play's nearly going to reach that 25-yard line. Defender there to take him out just short of it. So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. You put a receiver in motion right. Play action now with Purdy. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down. Shotgun snap for Purdy. Nothing doing there as the 2nd down pass falls incomplete. Trying to find his tight end. That's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. On the ground, this is Isaac Arenda. Looks like they get about 4 out of it, but not close to the 1st. That brings up 4th down.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each day of the contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
The kick by Gonzalez is good. And it gets a fraction closer as the lead's down to 18.
You know, you look at that 3rd down play, looking back, and it really turns into a 3-point play. It's why situational work is so critical. Coaches talk about it all the time. Sure, you love the field goal, but man, they would have loved a touchdown more.
The 49ers have it on the tee as they kick it away here. And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10.
Viking 18! 19. Cup 19.
Shotgun now for Milrow. It's incomplete to Kenneth Walker. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. They pick up 14 yards on that one, and that gives the Seahawks the first.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
70, Hawk 70. Go.
From the gun, Milrow. Oh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
19 Lions.
Milrow throwing again now on second down. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. And he'll score. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks swell their first quarter by 6. Myers to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Seahawks continue piling on to this lead. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The 49ers find themselves in a great starting spot here. 1st and 10 coming up. From the gun is Purdy. Knocked away, that's going to be incomplete. Defender there, that brings up second down.
It's to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. It was there, just couldn't corral it. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
And 10 yards to go.
From the gun, McCaffrey. And he gets him 5, but still ways short of that line of gain. So here comes 4th down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
So we're down to 3 quarters remaining in our opening weekend of football. The Seahawks with an early lead. More from Lumen Field in just a minute. We're back, and it's 49ers football as we resume. And from their own side of the field, they're going to risk it here on 4th. They're going to go. It's Purdy. And they'll turn it over on downs as that pass comes up empty, and off the field they go.
Do you think maybe, just maybe, there's a chance of having too much confidence offensively? That's not a spot you want to see a team going for it on 4th down. And now puts their defense right on the hook to try and pick them up after that miscue on 4th.
60 Mavericks, 60 Mavericks. 7 Pirates. Ready?
Milrow looking to throw. Porting down the field, and he's got it. And this is going to get him into the red zone. He's at the 18-yard line. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them the 1st down.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10.
Cup Knights, Panther 18.
From the red zone on 1st. Finds him over the middle. And we might be close to this lead growing again. That play gives him a 1st and goal.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. Throwing now, Milroe. Thinking touchdown here, but they cannot connect. So that's going to send them back to the line for second and goal.
Leads to second
50. Let's go. Go.
Milroe now to throw. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Come on, come on.
Shotgun now on third down. Escapes the pocket. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
A 2-yard gain. It's now
Milroe to throw on fourth. Intercepted in the end zone. Picked by Marquise Siegel. And the 49ers are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception.
it's a turnover on downs.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. First and 10.
Get set, get set. Up.
Rolling from the gun here. And he's not going to escape. The Seahawks brought the pressure, and they got him. And nice work by the defense to start this drive out. It's a sack on the first play.
Take a look at that scoreboard, and you just can't backwards. If you're going to close this gap, you've got to stay on schedule. Had a hard time doing so with a double-digit deficit.
He's in trouble and gets brought down again. And these guys need to find a way to hold up better for their QB. This offense now facing third down.
First sack, wobbled the cart. This one, I think, sent it off the rails entirely. Taking the L on each of the first two plays leaves this offense looking at a very unlikely third down pickup.
Here he goes, third and long. This throw is going to wind up incomplete. The intended target is running back, and the results, fourth down coming up. Zane Gonzalez on to attempt this field goal. He was money on his first field goal, Brock. His second coming a little inside of 50 yards. The kick by Gonzalez is good. And it shrinks to a 3-score game again. The lead 22.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
And he mishit this one badly. It's out of bounds short of the 40, and they're going to take over at that spot. So first down from the 41.
Let's go now. Warriors, 79, 7.
Now it's Milroe. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
That's what I call complimentary defense right there. That pressure by the group up front, that leads to the incompletion and to the benefit of that secondary.
Here we go. Come back. 67. Ready.
Second and 10. Milroe to throw. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
60. Go.
Milroe throwing on third down. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball, left side. And they really went for it on third down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing fourth down.
Kate, as a quarterback, that is so rough. Incomplete, incomplete, incomplete. You're going to go to the sidelines, you're going to look at that tablet, and you're going to try to figure out how in the heck do we turn this around.
Tag. 18, Cougar 19.
Trying for it with Milroe. He's trying to go deeper. That's cut at the 25. All the way, touchdown Seattle.
couple different ways now. You can win on a fly route. You can just run right by somebody, or you can use that big body, try to win a one-on-one matchup. Whatever way you go about it, this is the type of upside this route can provide.
Myers gets the point after the go. And the Seahawks grow their lead yet again.
6.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. And this is taken in the end zone, but not returned, so they'll bring this out to the 35.
35-yard line.
Great starting spot here for the 49ers. They're headed up 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Purdy. Trying to hit Ayuk, but it's intercepted. And the Seahawks have it as he records the first interception of his young career.
Okay, ready?
1st and 10 from the 43.
18,
18, to throw. Here's Milrow. He throws a bullet to the center of the touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks boat racing them to the halftime locker room. That is his 6th passing score of the game. A lot of quarterbacks could go several weeks without throwing that many touchdowns. And now, keep in mind, he's only one off the NFL record of 7 in a single game. Myers to add the PAT. The point after splits the upright. And the Seahawks continue adding on to that lead.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Doesn't like what he sees, so we got a touchback. They're going to begin this drive at the 35-yard line.
35-yard line.
49ers find themselves in a great starting spot here. 1st and 10 coming up. Back to work after throwing the pick. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. This one misses the tight end. So it's 2nd down coming up. Trying to throw this from the gun. That's incomplete on 2nd down.
The lack of points and the lack of yards have just gone hand in hand here in the first half, and they both really trace back to the same root cause, an inability to consistently find and exploit any opening in what's been a very sound defensive game plan.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. That one intended for Brandon Ayuk. So that brings up 4th and long. And that offense isn't budging. They're going for it. Here's Purdy, 4th down. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. How about 19 yards on 4th down, partner? And the call to go for it pays off. To throw again, it's Purdy. That's incomplete left side. He was looking for Brandon Ayuk. And it's going to be 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Again, it's Brock Purdy. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
McCaffrey on 3rd down. They're holding strong here. The defense gets him at the line. That's going to bring up 4th down. The Seahawks calling for a timeout. So they're 1st and 3. The offense is not coming off this field. They're trying it on 4th and 7. Play action now. Purdy. And that's going to wind up incomplete as their gamble doesn't pay off. They're going to turn this one over on downs.
You go for it on fourth down. It's got to be something from the short list of plays you expect to work every time. If that one's on the short list, I think it's got to be reevaluated. Something wasn't working on it, and it cost them the possession.
To the line, the Seahawks in a good spot as they prepare for this 1st and 10.
Here we go. Set. 18. 60. Viking. 18.
First play of the drive. Here's Walker. Still has some space inside the 35. There it is. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks. Racing them to the halftime locker room. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. Myers to add the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Seahawks tack on 7 more to their lead.
49ers 6.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock. So they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And he'll manage 3 there to begin this one. 2nd and 7 coming up. Now Seattle going to call it 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. That's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
Hits him on the out route. And he is down to the 30-yard line. That one goes for 31 yards and a 1st down when all is said and done. We get a timeout here taken by the 49ers. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. 1st and 10 after that last highlights. They're at the 30.
Watch out.
Shotgun snap for Purdy. That one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there. Just 11 seconds remaining.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, they just couldn't quite hang on.
Short pass brought in. And he's tackled for a short gain. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break. Only time left for 1 more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. It's on the left hash, 46 yards out. The kick by Gonzalez is good. And Brock, I'd say that's more of a moral victory than something that's really going to affect the deficit much. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
We'll see what the first half adjustments of the season are as they're teed up, and away we go in our second half. Isaac Gorindo to return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. San Francisco to the line. He's 1st and 10. They'll start the second half with McCaffrey. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got a tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Purdy to throw it. Looking for him on the screen there, but it's incomplete. So second down produces nothing. Back to the huddle they go for third down. Still 10 yards to get this first down as they come to the line. On third down, Purdy. Taken in on the right side by Pearsall. He makes the catch, but is hit before he can get that first down. They say he's maybe a yard short.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Purdy now on fourth down. And this one's swatted away by a defender, so they wait for it unsuccessfully, and now they turn it over on downs.
These fourth down plays are all about trust. You lean into what you do best. Unfortunately, with the lack of execution, you're going to throw that one off the playlist.
Looking downfield, snagged by Arroyo. And he goes out of bounds. That's going to set up first and goal.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas Clark and Indy, one of the best.
He isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
Milrow from the gun. Going towards running back, but he comes up empty, incomplete, and now they're facing third down.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Third and long for him here. And he's going to have a touchdown. We'll see if he gets to keep this, though, Brock. We've got some laundry on the field. Myers to add the PAT. Extra point set right down the middle. And they'll continue adding to their lead.
56, 49ers 9. Michael Dixon to kick off.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Lindo to return it. And this drive will start inside the 25.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
49ers to the line. First and 10. Play action now with Purdy. To the right, and intercepted! Rick Woolen with the INT. And the Seahawks are going to have it after his second interception of the season.
Well, that's now two, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful. Right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. And this defense, well, they've got two in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
Intended target that time was Kenneth Walker. So that brings up second down.
70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. Here we go, here we go.
From the gun, Milrow. Complete to Walker on the check down. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a first and goal.
You just got to love that angle, right? It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times do you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sell that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off the first down.
Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on second and goal. It's a design keeper for Milrow. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short game. Moving quickly, trying to get set. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Seahawks pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Myers to add the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And they'll continue adding to their lead.
49ers 9.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. No return here. This kick's going to wind up as a touchback. Great starting spot here for the 49ers. They're headed up 1st and 10. Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. That play good for 17 on a 1st down. One play in, Brock, and his drive is already into enemy territory. McCaffrey running between the tackles. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a two-cat effort there.
And he's going to be drugged down. Looks like at that 37-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on the route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
1st down throw by Purdy. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. The ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So it'll be 2nd down.
Get set, get set. 18, watch out. Up.
And the gun is Purdy. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
They'll throw 3rd and long. It's caught. Pearsall has it. He's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
Get set, get set.
Trying an inside give now with McCaffrey. And he picks him up about 4 yards there. 2nd down coming up.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Case, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
We've reached the end of 3 in our Week 1 opener. It's 49ers football as we near the end of what has been a largely one-sided game they'd like to forget. Four yards on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 6.
Outside. 18, watch out. Up.
It's a sweep. He pumps the pass forward. And he's got him a nice goal to go here as he goes out at the 8-yard line. Offense in position now. It's 1st and goal.
1st down goal at the 8-yard line.
They'll run here. It's McCaffrey. And that was an incredible effort just to make it back to the line. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also pulls the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
Shotgun, handoff to Garendo. And he drives forward for a little, maybe to the 7. Give him maybe a yard on that play, Brock. Still 7 to go on 3rd and goal.
This may be one of the only spots in goal-to-goal situations I wouldn't even consider a run. Now, as a quarterback, you better be aware of those eyes defensively because they're going to be all over you in the passing game.
3rd and goal. The offense hoping something can finally go right here.
Get set, get set.
Working out of the gun. It's Purdy. He's one's caught. And he's brought down at the line.
I'll say this, Kate, this quarterback's got some courage right there. He throws it into double coverage, and he's got a guy there in coverage who's already picked him off, and he don't care. Kind of like that gunslinging attitude, but you better be careful the next time around. This is a case of, well, just get what you can on the way out the door, Kate. It's already out of reach. Just take the 3, let your kicker get some points, and make it a hair closer in the box score.
The 49ers have it on the tee as they kick it away here. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10.
19 tight, 19 tight.
Shotgun now for Milrow. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And after one play, this drive might already be in trouble. That's going to push him back for 2nd down.
Yeah, this is a time where offensively you got to regroup. You got to get in that huddle. You know, quarterback is the most important leadership position. Everyone's looking at you. And as a QB, after taking a sack like that, golly, you got to flush it, instill some confidence, and move this ball forward.
We get a timeout here taken by the 49ers. That's going to be their first. And they still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Here he goes, 3rd and long. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
I've talked to you over the years, the transition to the NFL where the windows to throw are small. On 3rd down, smaller. Put dime defense on the field, and those windows become almost non-existent.
Oof, best of luck here, guys. It's 4th and pretty far.
Trap 60, trap 60.
Trying for it with Milrow. He's going to push one deep down the right. And it's incomplete. They dialed up their best effort, Brock, but they come up empty. That's going to be a turnover on downs.
On any 4th down attempt, somebody's going to get a huge momentum boost. It was the offense who laid down the challenge, but it was the defense who delivered. And now it's their teammates going to take over on the field with the very next series.
1st down, Purdy to throw. He almost threw another one. Back-to-back throws now that should have been picked on, partner. As he continues making risky decisions with the football.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Get set, get set.
Oh, no, they get him yet again. Rick Woolen with the INT. He's at the 30. The 10. And they're going to score. It's a pick 6 for Seattle.
I got to believe, Kate, his first pick of the game directly led to that one. Remember, what worked to generate that first turnover, playing things the same way, and this time, it wasn't just a pick, it was a pick 6.
That one right down the middle. And they'll continue adding to their lead. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. And he won't opt to bring this one out. He's content to keep it there in the end zone. They'll start their drive at the 35. The 49ers find themselves in a great starting spot here. 1st and 10 coming up. They put a receiver in motion left. After the pick, Purdy back to the air. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. Not on the same page with his tight end. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Purdy throwing here. On target to his back. Here's Christian McCaffrey. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. The ball's on the 48. Here we go. 1st down. Looking to throw. Purdy. Complete out to the right. Hit almost as he caught it. He does well to hold on to it. Gets him to the 37. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the first. So we're down to 2-minute warning here from Seattle. 49ers just want to get out of here with how this one is gone. We've set a downs from 37. On 1st and 10, it's McCaffrey. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
That's a pretty good stop on 1st down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the 1st down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
Shotgun, handoff to McCaffrey. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. That casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Running back sent in motion. Here's Purdy to throw. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on 3rd down.
Get set, get set.
Play action now. Purdy. Seahawks swarming him, and down he goes. And that is 3 sacks for this defense in this contest, and that one forces a 4th down.
Hey, I understand that call. You try to get play action to get away from the rush. The problem is this defense has just been relentless.
So yet again, they're turning to him to try to put 3 on the board. A 49-yarder in front of him here. The kick by Gonzalez is good. And Brock, I'd say that's more of a moral victory than something that's really going to affect the deficit much.
Boy, that's a familiar path he's taken here. Now the 5th time he's run out and gotten the job done. I know. You'd rather have them be PATs, but it's been nice having that reliable leg to turn to all game long.
And this is going to be a touchback, Brock, so we'll see what they decide to do with the final seconds they've got left here. And into the line, the Seahawks in a good spot as they prepare for this 1st and 10.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Panthers victorious, 17. 18, cap 60, Dragon 60. Ready?
They're going to pass it here. Absolutely fires this one right side. And there's your man